Hi everybody, welcome back to another vlog. It's my first week back at work this week, and to say that it has been an adjustment is an understatement. After having a month off, that feeling of going back to work is just pure dread, I think, for anybody. So I've not been loving that, even though it's been a nice, chill, slow start. I just wish I was still on holidays. So I've just been easing back into that. It's going to be 41 degrees here in Melbourne today, which is just a little crazy. I definitely should have gotten up earlier to take Pickle out on our walk. It's like almost 9 o'clock now, and I'm kind of regretting it, but we've got to get it done before it gets too hot. I do want to give you guys a little reading update later in this vlog on the books that I read while I was away in Bali. And then I also wanted to show you, I got this denim discovery set. It's the Vietnamese one for Christmas. Matt got it for me. And I've been slowly making my way through all of the testers. I originally wanted this specifically to smell white rice. But I think the only one I haven't tried yet is this one, which is pronounced Phu Quoc, I think. And they are all so fresh and kind of grounding. I really love the Vietnamese coffee one. Yeah, I don't know which one has been my favorite yet, but it's a pretty decent tester, so you get like a fair few wears out of each one, but I've been slowly going through. But today we're gonna try the last one that I haven't sprayed yet. Ooh, you can really smell the orange, which I actually love, especially for summer and spring. Ooh, that smells really good. I really like that. And I feel like sometimes with orange incense, it tends to lean a little bit towards like air freshener, which obviously you don't love, but this is really nice. And I'm gonna see how it wears throughout the day. Anyway, it's time to go for a walk and try not to melt in this heat today. Happy New Year, you guys. I don't feel like I've officially said that to you yet because my last vlog was more of a montage series of events of the time between Christmas and New Year's. But I thought this would be a really good time to go through my sort of goals for 2026 and a little reflection that I did on 2025. What I did, I know that this is probably a little bit late, but I guess you could do this for every month or every 3 months throughout the year. So I did goals that I hit in 2025, goals that I didn't hit, the key characters of 2025, so my main sort of like friends or family that were quite present, that I felt were quite significant to my year, and then my ins and outs, and then how I remembered feeling last year, and then how do I want to feel in 2026, my gratitudes, and then my mantra slash theme for 2026. I'm so excited for this year for a lot of reasons. I really just want to change the way my life is sort of structured. I'm hoping to drop back to part-time with my current role and focus more on my freelance, and that way I've got more room for those opportunities to flow into me. I just feel like at the moment, towards the end of last year, I was just working around the clock on my freelance on top of my full-time role, and I was just getting completely burnt out. And I also just would love to have the extra free time to come back to things that I really used to love doing that I just always say that I don't have time for now. So one of those things is ceramics. I used to do ceramics all the time. My mum has a studio at our family home. As I think you might know, she made me a matcha bowl a few months ago, and there's a studio so close to my house, and I really just want to get back into that. I miss it so much. I miss being creative, and yeah, I just love it. So that's at like the top of my 2026 sort of goals, because I just want to feel free. I want to feel creative. I want to feel like I've got time to be bored. And just focus on really what makes me happy. And I would love to have more time to do my YouTube videos. I feel like it's so hard on top of working full time, because I'm trying to stay focused on my actual job. But then I really want to put more effort into these videos and have more time to film. But as soon as work comes back around, it kind of just takes precedent in my schedule. But anyway, hopefully that can all change very soon, at least a little bit. Anyway, so my ins and outs for this year were, and this is mainly just for me, not as like a general statement. Confidence. I want to embrace my confidence. I feel like I used to be a very confident person, and I feel like if I were to describe myself, I would default and say that I'm confident, but I think that's a very old and outdated story of myself that I would tell. So yeah, I don't feel my most confident self at the moment. So that's at the forefront of my mind this year, is I really just want to embrace who I am, and what I love to do. And then I also really want to focus on moving my body more. I feel like in winter especially, it is so easy to just have hermit tendencies. And the new year always, I mean, I'm sure everybody gets a rush of motivation, but I'm really determined to stick to that, and so far it's been going really well. Even if it's just a walk, I'm not talking like intense, high intensity workout. I'm just talking exercise, get outside, move my body, and just feel good about myself. I want to feel good in my body again, and yeah. And then I also really want to focus on my freedom this year, whether that's freedom through financial stability, freedom as in literally having free time to do whatever I want. I feel like it's so easy to constantly feel like I'm in a rush, like rushing to get everything I need to get done, rushing to make breakfast in the morning before I start work, rushing my lunch break because I have to get back to work. Just, I don't know. I feel like rushing and an immense amount of pressure and stress was my theme of 2025. And I really don't want to bring that in to 2026. And I also want to get back into yoga. I used to do a lot of yoga, and I'm yet to try out a few studios down here, but I just need to bite the bullet and make it happen. And then my outs are phone before bed. I've been leaving my phone out here in the living room. So it's not the last thing that I do before I go to bed, and it's not the first thing that I do when I wake up. And then my second out is fear. I am done being afraid of showing myself or being myself, or not starting things or not doing things out of fear. It is such a prison, and a prison of your own making, really, and I want to be free of that. Again, that along with that is I want to improve my self-talk. I feel like I've been in a cycle of quite negative self-talk for quite a while, and it's so hard to break because it feels natural because you're in a habit, but I really want to make a positive and conscious effort to improve that, because your thoughts really do become your reality. And then impulsive spending is another one of my outs. I have a bad habit of just hitting purchase, hitting add to cart, when I definitely shouldn't. I mean, it always works out in the end. I think that's my overarching life sort of philosophy, is that it all works out in the end and everything works out for me. But I would like to be a little bit more conscious with my spending for sure. The way that I want to feel in 2026 is excited, creative, free, and confident. And I'm grateful for my friends, my family, and Matt, and also for Pickle. He brings me so much joy and happiness every single day. I honestly don't know what I would do without him. He is my #1 companion. Yeah, I just love him so much. And then I don't know about you, but I love to pick either a keyword or a key theme that I'm going to focus on for the year. And this year I actually have 2, but they're kind of one and the same, I would say, is that I want to prioritize consistency over perfection. I think that is why my channel has grown the way that it has this year, albeit still small. I became very consistent with my posting since moving to Melbourne, and it's definitely paid off. And I just, previously I would not post out of, you know, out of fear that it wasn't good enough, or the video, you know, it just wasn't perfect, and that would have gotten me nowhere. I'm just embracing that the work is what it is, and posting and being consistent is far more important than worrying about it being perfect, because I will just get better and better as the time goes on. And then, oh, why am I so out of breath? And then my second theme is that audacity creates opportunity, not potential. I can't tell you how many times I have felt too afraid to put myself out there, and if I just was a little bit more audacious, I would probably have gotten a lot more opportunities than I would have doing absolutely nothing. You need to put yourself out there in view of people and the world in order to cultivate opportunities for yourself in whatever realm that is for you. And I know it's really scary, but yeah, it's a lot of the time talent and potential doesn't necessarily open the doors, and it's the people who are putting themselves out there and putting themselves in the view, because you literally never know who is watching. Even me as like a small creator, I've had a few fashion brands that I absolutely love, that I've followed for a really long time, reach out and offer to do partnerships with me, which is just insane to me. I don't consider myself to be an influencer of any sorts, and I have, you know, I don't have a following, or I guess I do, I don't know. I have a very, very, very small loving audience, and hopefully that just continues to grow. But it is crazy to me that brands want to work with me in that capacity, and they're actually brands that I have loved and adored for a really long time. It's not just random companies hitting me up. They're brands that are on my radar, and I just never would have thought in a million years that they would be thinking of me. So I'm very grateful for that. I would love to know what your theme is for this year. So please share it in the comments. I love hearing what everybody else's sort of goals are for the year. And goals don't have to be big. They can be small. They can be none. It can just be a feeling that you want to embody throughout the year. And I feel like having that really, it's a nice thing to come back to and remind yourself of as the year goes on, especially if you're in a tough spot or you're feeling a little down. It can help you recenter and get back on the right path. Or if it's not working for you anymore, it's okay to change it, and it's okay to change your course. And then I guess some of my actual goals for 2026, I want to work less. for somebody else and I want to work more for myself. And then in the creative realm of my life, I really just want to fall in love with ceramics again. I have a little bit of a strained relationship with clay, and it just brings up a lot for me. And I would really, really love to get back to a place where I'm just enjoying it and loving it and creating things that I think are beautiful. And yeah, it's such a beautiful way to, switch off and just get into a bit of a flow state. It's kind of meditative. It's such a nice way to spend time, and you get to be creative, and there's so many beautiful things that you can make. I've created a whole Pinterest board dedicated to all of my clay inspiration for this year. I think I'll wait until February just so I can get back on my feet after the holidays with work and bills and all that stuff before I order any of my supplies that I'm gonna need. But yeah, I'm very excited to get back into that, and I'm so excited to share that with you. The studio is really cool. But yeah, I think that's kind of everything. I used to feel a lot of pressure around this time of the year to kind of completely reinvent myself and create all these lofty goals. But yeah, I'm a type B person at heart. I'm not really type A at all. I'm trying to embrace my type A to see if I get more done than I do being in type B. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna work for the rest of the day, which is sad. I bought a new car, so I have to go to the transport department and hand over some documents because I don't have my Victorian license yet. My Queensland license expires at the end of this month, so I think I might just swap it over to a Victorian license, but we'll see. But I have to go there this morning before I start work. They open at 8:30, and I'm sure you know they are the slowest, most painstaking establishment to go to do documentation. So I'm gonna bring my book, and I have a little bit of time, so I'm gonna stop to get a coffee. But I just thought I'd show you what I'm wearing. It's gonna be really hot again today. I think it's targeted to be 43. And sorry if you can hear me lisping. I have my retainer in for my Invisalign. I'm almost done. I've been really bad recently, and I'm only wearing it at night, which is basically doubling the time I have left, but whatever. I just have this butter yellow top on by Assembly Label, and then my upgraded Daisy pants that tie here, and then just my ballet flats. I just want to be really comfy. I did my hair a little bit yesterday, but it's kind of fallen out. But I am going to get my hair cut for the first time in almost a year next Wednesday, and I cannot wait. Ideally, I'd like to do something about the color, but it's just a little bit too expensive at the moment, and it doesn't look that bad, I don't think. Tell me if I'm delusional, but I think I'm just gonna get some layers cut into it and some face framing just so it's not all one length. It feels like very heavy at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna go get a coffee before and read my book a little bit. This is my new car. It's a lot bigger than my old one. It's technically like a mini sort of SUV, I guess. It feels so nice to be like higher above the road. I was like very low to the road before, and it was just frustrating to get in and out of. Plus it had a bunch of mechanical problems. I am trying to sell it, obviously disclosing that it's not in the best condition and it needs some work. So hopefully it goes to a mechanic or somebody who can fix it, but I just don't want to spend the money on it. It's so nice in here. The only thing I wish this had is Apple CarPlay. I think the model above mine would have Apple CarPlay, which is just, it's okay. But I did say, I was like, the next car that I want it to have Apple CarPlay, because I just think it's so easy to interact with for like maps and stuff like that. But anyway, I feel really anxious today. Oh, I don't know why. Anyway, new car, it's nice and fresh. Hopefully this doesn't take, oh, I've got to get petrol as well. I love getting petrol. Petrol is so expensive right now. It's $2.15 for unleaded. That is just obscene. How am I supposed to survive in this economy? I've also been listening to a new audiobook. I've been listening to Rejection by Tony Tula-Thamudi. I think that's how you say it. Please. Ugh. I hate pronouncing people's names wrong because people get my name wrong all the time. All the time. There's even this company that one of our clients at work, I've been working with him for 2 years and he still gets my name wrong. Still. Kayla, all the time, every single email, every single meeting, and I've corrected him countless times, and I corrected him again the other day in an email, and just no response. I love that. I might have to start calling him by something different as well. No, I won't do that. But this Rejection book is really good. It's so squirmy. The first chapter is about a man who is just unlucky with women, and he tries to do all of the right things by being like pro-feminist and pro-consent, and he's just a bit of a I don't know what you would say, but he ends up becoming an incel basically, and it just made my skin crawl because I know that there are men out there like that exist, and it's dangerous and terrifying, and they make their lack of physical intimacy women's problems, and it's disgusting. But anyway, listening to it is great because the narration is amazing. So I'm on the second chapter now, and they're all different stories. Each chapter is a different character and they're all interlinked somehow, I believe. But anyway, I really have to go, otherwise I'm not going to have time to get a coffee. I don't know if these whitening strips actually do anything. I think I'd need to use them more consecutively, but I am insecure about the color of my teeth. If you can recommend a better one, this is just the Oral-B 3D white sensitive ones. And I don't know if they really do anything, to be honest. It is my birthday on, okay, that makes it sound like it was next week. No, it's on the 22nd. And my mum has kindly bought me some new bed sheets for my birthday. It is dire at this point. I hate the mismatch. I've got like, hold on, let me just let Pickle inside. Pickle. Come on. Okay, you stay there. I currently just have like a mixture of patterns and colors because I only have one doona cover and then 2 sets of sheets, and it's really bugging me. My room feels like disgusting. The cupboards I absolutely hate. These were here when we moved in and they're breaking. There's barely any storage. We've got crap piled up here, and I can't wait to move into a new place in April, hopefully, and we will have built-in robes. And yeah, I really hope I also have wooden floors. I really don't like having carpet, especially this dark grey carpet. I feel like it just drags the room down, and I want it to be like really light and bright. But going back to the bed sheets, my mum bought me, I think, from Homey, which I always thought it was Homey. I think the double M is telling me like Hom, not, you know, like dragged out M. Anyway, from Homey, and it was like a bundle, and I think I got, oh my God, I don't know why I'm so out of breath. Whew. I think I got, it's like a vanilla, like creamy color with a brown pinstripe, and it's like the mix of the brown pinstripe, the solid brown with the white pinstripe, and then the vanilla with the brown pinstripe. So I'm so excited about that, and I'm pretty sure the bundle came with a pair of pajamas as well, which I'm so excited for, because I've actually been saying to myself since before we moved that I wanted to get a nice pair of pajamas, and then I just never did once we moved and it was freezing, because it was kind of the last thing on my list that I needed to pay for. But yeah, I just hate this room. It doesn't make me feel relaxed. It doesn't make me feel nice. So I'm determined to turn that around. I also ordered a bed frame. Mind you, I was like this tipsy, like slightly tipsy, over the Christmas period, and I ordered it on Amazon because I just want something cheap. Bed frames are so expensive, and I made the mistake of getting a king. Don't get me wrong, I love the size, it's so comfortable, but king furniture is so expensive, as is king bedding, so I'm regretting it in that respect. And I'm like a Facebook Marketplace sleuth. It is so hard to find king bed frames on Facebook Marketplace. All of the nice, cool, cute vintage ones are either like double or queen. Anyway, getting back, I ordered what I thought was a king bed base, and I accidentally ordered a single. But the image that they showed when I was checking out was my king size. So I don't know, they need to update their images, because I got confused. I mean, I was slightly potentially impaired there, but doesn't matter. Anyway, it showed up, and Matt and I were so excited. And I was like, didn't even think that the box looked that small, because I don't know, I thought I ordered the right size, and it didn't say what size it was on the outside at all. So we've opened it up and we start getting the pieces out, and we quickly realized that it in fact was not a king. On top of that, I can't return it now because we opened the box. So now I've listed it on Facebook Marketplace. I doubt it will sell. I may as well have just like thrown $200 away. So I don't know when I'm gonna pencil in buying a new bed frame now. I feel like maybe I should just wait until we move, but oh, I want one so badly. I want to be off the ground. I want to feel like a normal person. It's so much easier to make the bed. Anyway, obviously that's like a first world problem, but I'm also maybe thinking that I could use the single bed as like a day bed, but then I have to buy a single mattress and single bedding, and that's just like more money that I want to spend on it. Do you know what I mean? Being an adult is so difficult sometimes. Oh, I also had a really exciting brand that I followed for a while reach out to me on Instagram wanting to work with me, which was a complete shock because I don't know, I'm not used to that. It's Madre Natura. I hope I'm saying that right. They have the most beautiful pieces. Everything's made to order here in Australia, and I'm so excited to work with them. And I hope that it cultivates more and more opportunities for me. Oh, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna make a coffee and then I actually have to get back to work. I'm not loving my job at the moment. I want to go part-time. I want more time for the endeavors that I actually care about, or that I care more about. I do like my job, but it's kind of soul-sucking at the moment, and all the time that I spend on it, I just wish I was spending on something else. Anyway. I just clocked off work and I'm going to the gym because every year I want to get hotter than the year before. But I have had not a great relationship with the gym in the recent year or recent 2 years, and I really need to get back in a better routine of moving my body, especially working from home and an office job. It's so easy to stay sedentary all day.
Sacrifice 2 meals for that.
Would you?
History's way.
I wanted to do a little reading wrap of what I read in Bali while we were away. I did enjoy all of these. It was a little while ago now that I finished all of them, and I don't think I took any notes while we were away on what I liked versus didn't like. So this is going to be a little blurry to recount, but whatever. The first one that I finished is The Lover by Margaret Duras. Obviously, if you've read this, the plot or the premise of the book is quite uncomfortable. However, I don't think that that takes away from the fact that it's a really great exploration of lust and desire, and the shame and pain that sort of comes with those feelings sometimes. This basically follows the memories of the author, or the narrator. I think it is supposed to be semi-autobiographical of Margaret Duras's life, although I think some details may have been changed. But it's basically a journey through her memories from the age of 15 until her early 30s, I would say. So it's not completely... It's more written in short diary entries rather than chapters. It is chronological, but it is quite scattered at the same time. I did really enjoy it, although it wasn't my favorite. I think I would like to reread this in the future. I just don't think it really resonated with me that deeply because the plot was kind of uncomfortable. In saying that, it is written beautifully. The next book that I finished is Second Place by Rachel Cusk. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I had started it before we left, but had put it on pause and picked it back up while we were away. And I just loved this book. Rachel Cusk is such an amazing writer. I felt a lot of empathy and compassion for the narrator of this book. I don't know, I just felt she was so desperate in a way just for Elle's approval and to be seen by him, really. But I thought this was really, really good, and I could barely put it down while we were away. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit sick today. I don't really know why. It feels like my brain is working on 50% capacity, but I loved this and it made me want to read more Rachel Cusk. Is it even worth leaving this in? I don't know. And then the last one that I read was Hot Milk by Deborah Levy. This was written like a hot, summery fever dream. I really liked it. The writing was very poetic, dreamlike. I found myself very lost in this book in a good way. I was able to escape into the language and the setting of the book very easily, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. Deborah Levy's writing is so imaginative and almost hypnotic in this novel, and I just was quite enthralled by it, so I liked this. What else? There's also a TV show adaptation of this with Emma Mackey. She is in a show, Sex Education, as well, if you've ever seen that. And it made me want to watch that as well. But I'm always reluctant to watch the TV adaptation of a book that I've read because sometimes it just doesn't live up to the book. I think that happened when I read Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney, and I loved that book so much. And then I watched the TV show adaptation and I wasn't as impressed. Although I can't say the same for Normal People. I loved the show adaptation of Normal People. I still love it. Call me basic or cliche, but that show to me is amazing. Anyway, I'll obviously let you know if I start the TV show series of this. I just don't think I have it available to me on any of the streaming services that I have, so I don't know really how I'd watch it, but I'm sure I could find a way. And I honestly think I'm probably going to end the vlog off here today. It's Sunday. I really want to try to do weekly vlogs now to try to get as many videos out this year as I possibly can. Obviously, if I have enough in a week, I don't want to just be putting out boring sort of videos. But in saying that, this week's vlog isn't packed. I think getting back into work has been a bit of an adjustment and I'm still figuring out where, you know, vlogging fits in around that to keep it interesting. But yeah, let me know if you would like to see weekly vlogs. Hopefully when I have a little bit more time in the near future, they'll get a little bit more interesting rather than me just being at home. But yeah, I would really love to hit 1,000 followers by the end of the year. I feel like I reached, what am I at now? I think I'm at like 400 and something now, and that took me 12 months. So maybe in another 12 months we can reach it to 1,000 subscribers. I would absolutely adore that, but we will see. So thank you so much again for being here and for sharing your time with me. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Hopefully the next vlog is a little bit more interesting than this one has been. Please bear with me as I ease back in to work and the year. I hope you all are safe and happy, and again, wishing you an amazing start to your new year.